I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 U.S. cities with the highest population of economically disadvantaged people. Wallet Hub carried out extensive research to find out where the highest concentrations of economically disadvantaged people are found. The analysts based the research on 16 key metrics, such as the percentage of households receiving public assistance, food insecurity rate, and percentage of maltreated people. I've been to 10 of these cities. How many have you been to? San Bernardino, California. The county seat of San Bernardino, California, and home to about 210,000 people, San Bernardino is the 17th largest city in California. According to the 2010 U.S. Census, it had a median household income of just $39,097, with 30.6% of the population living below the federal poverty line, which makes San Bernardino the poorest city for its population in California.
24.
Little Rock, Arkansas. With a population of almost 200,000, Little Rock is the capital and most populous city of Arkansas. Infamous for a high poverty rate, 14.3% of the population lives below the poverty line, the city also struggles with enormous child homelessness. In fact, Arkansas ranked third worst in the nation for child homelessness.
23.
Mobile, Alabama. The county seat of Mobile County, Mobile is the third most populous city in Alabama. It's one of the few large U.S. cities with a majority of Afro-American residents, 50.6%, many of whom are homeless and live below the poverty line. The median income for a household in the city was just $37,056 for 2006 to 2010.
22.
Tallahassee, Florida. The capital of Florida, Tallahassee has a population of more than 375,000. The latest census estimated over 30% of the locals live below the poverty level. Food insecurity and homelessness are also issues in the city. As many as 800 people have no place to sleep in Tallahassee on any given day.
21.
Buffalo, New York. The second most populous city in New York, Buffalo suffers from pervasive poverty. The loss of traditional jobs in manufacturing, rapid suburbanization, and high labor costs have led to economic decline and made Buffalo one of the poorest U.S. cities with populations of more than 250,000 people.
20.
Toledo, Ohio. Home to almost 290,000 people, Toledo is the county seat of Lucas County, Ohio. About 18% of the residents live below the poverty line, and homelessness is a major problem in the city. Out of 1,100 homeless living in the county, 100 are veterans and nearly 150 are victims of domestic violence.
19.
Providence, Rhode Island. The capital and most populous city in Rhode Island, Providence is one of the oldest cities in the U.S. It was founded in 1636. Despite new investments, poverty remains an entrenched problem, as it does in most post-industrial New England cities. Approximately 28% of the city population is living below the poverty line.
18.
Baltimore, Maryland. The largest city of Maryland, Baltimore has a population of more than 620,000, out of which over 4,000 are homeless. The homeless population in Baltimore has been steadily increasing. The increase in the number of young homeless people was particularly severe. The city also struggles with high rate of poverty and unemployment.
17.
Columbus, Georgia. Located 100 miles, or 160 kilometers southwest of Atlanta, Columbus is the county seat of Muskogee County. About 12.8% of families and 15.7% of the overall population are below the poverty line, including 22% of those under the age of 18 and 12% of those aged 65 or over. Consequently, food insecurity is a major problem for many residents of the city.
16.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. With a population of almost 170,000, Chattanooga is the fourth largest city in Tennessee. The city has one of the highest homelessness rates in the country, with an estimated 600 to 700 individuals sleeping outside or in shelters every night. Over the last several years, the number of homeless families has increased by nearly 300% in Chattanooga.
15.
Indianapolis, Indiana. Home to approximately 850,000 people, Indianapolis is the largest and capital city of Indiana. Indianapolis has regularly ranked among major U.S. cities with the highest homeless population. In 2013, the city's homeless population was estimated to be anywhere from 4,800 to 8,000 people. Job loss, domestic violence, and health problems were among the reasons for becoming homeless.
14.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once the country's capital, Philadelphia is now home to over 1.5 million people, which makes it the 5th most populous U.S. city. Unfortunately, Philadelphia has the highest rate of deep poverty, people with incomes below half of the poverty line, of any of the U.S. major cities. Moreover, an estimated average of 650 people live on the streets.
13.
St. Louis, Missouri. Inhabited by 320,000 people, St. Louis is a city and port in Missouri. Although St. Louis's per capita rates of online charitable donations and volunteerism are among the highest among major U.S. cities, poverty remains a big issue in the city. In 2013, as much as 1/3 of the city's population were living below the poverty line.
12.
Newark, New Jersey. One of the nation's major air, shipping, and rail hubs, Newark is the largest city in New Jersey. Despite some new investments, persistent underemployment and poverty remains a big problem in Newark. As of 2010, roughly 1/3 of the city's population was impoverished.
11.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Home to some 300,000 people, Cincinnati has a massive problem with persistent poverty. According to U.S. Census data and the Ohio Development Agency's Ohio Poverty Report in 2015, 31% of Cincinnatians, that's more than 86,000 individuals, live in poverty.
10.
Richmond, Virginia. Virginia's capital city continues to have the highest poverty rate in the state, with 1 in 4 residents living at or below the poverty line. Many Richmond residents also suffer from food insecurity, and many families have to live in houses with incomplete plumbing.
9.
Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham is the largest city in Alabama and the county seat of Jefferson County. One of the poorest cities in the state, Birmingham has always had a very high homeless population, but the latest surveys suggest this might change soon, as there has been a downward trend observed in the past years. Currently, approximately 2,929 people are estimated to be homeless in the Birmingham area.
8.
Brownsville, Texas. Located in Cameron County in southern Texas, Brownsville has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation and is frequently cited as having the highest percentage of residents below the federal poverty level out of all U.S. cities. Brownsville also has the second highest percentage of households with no health insurance.
7.
Augusta, Georgia. Best known for hosting the Masters golf tournament each spring, Augusta, the third largest city in Georgia, is also infamous for high poverty. 17% of the population lives below the poverty line, and homelessness rate. In 2013, Augusta's homeless population numbered more than 800 adults.
6.
Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson is the capital and largest city of Mississippi. Out of the city's 173,000 residents, 80% are Afro-Americans and often suffer from unemployment and poverty. In fact, more than 42% of Jackson's population lived below the poverty line in 2013, which was one of the highest rates in the country.
5.
New Orleans, Louisiana. In the case of New Orleans, the largest metropolitan area in Louisiana, there are several reasons for the massive poverty and homelessness, including low levels of educational attainment, rising crime, and natural disasters. After Hurricane Katrina hit the city, 800,000 people were displaced and many others became homeless.
4.
Memphis, Tennessee. With a population of over 653,000, Memphis is the largest city in Tennessee. In 2010, the per capita income for the city was just $17,838, with 20.6% of the population living below the poverty line. In 2011, the U.S. Census Bureau ranked the Memphis area as the poorest large metro area in the country. Homelessness has also been an issue in Memphis, but the rate has finally begun to decrease in the past years.
3.
Cleveland, Ohio. Known as the Forest City, Cleveland is the second largest city in Ohio, after Columbus. Cleveland has always ranked among the poorest major U.S. cities, but there is one category in which the city does particularly bad: child poverty. In the Wallet Hub research, Cleveland had the highest rate of child poverty, along with Detroit and Rochester.
2,
Atlanta, Georgia. The capital and the largest city of Georgia, Atlanta boasts a relatively low cost of living, but the city still struggles with an alarming poverty rate, homelessness, and other issues, such as high criminality. In 2011, Atlanta had approximately 4,400 people, or 1% of the population, who were homeless or in emergency shelters.
1,
Detroit, Michigan. Once a thriving, rich city that was home to 1.8 million people, Detroit has become synonymous with urban poverty. Due to industrial restructuring and loss of jobs in the auto industry, Detroit lost considerable population from the late 20th century to present. Many of those who decided to stay in the city are now impoverished, 1/3 of the population, and or homeless. In 2015, there were almost 3,000 homeless people recorded in Detroit. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.